I have a Timberline estimate file open that I would like to transfer over to the PrimeBid bid day analysis software package. In order to complete the transfer, I will have set up a crystal report file supplied by Prime Software in order to run out of the Timberline report manager for estimating. I simply go up to the reports menu, go to the bottom of the menu, select the estimating report manager, in which case it will then load the available crystal reports or Microsoft Access reports to create a custom report off of the Timberline estimate. In this case, I've set up a report and I'm going to print the report. That's going to compile the information in the Timberline estimate into the report. The report is going to be a report that possesses data, not a report, and I'm going to take that data, I'm going to save it to a file, I'm going to manipulate the file format with Excel, save it again, and then I'm going to import it into PrimeBid. This particular report file and estimate has costs and items in the 6,500 cost item range with over $49 million in expenses. So here I'm going to be able to preview the report. It's a bunch of data, so it's not really pretty to look at. I'm going to go over and select this icon, which is to export the report. I'm going to export the report. I pick the file format. I'm going to go to the bottom of the list and pick the text file format. Click OK, and I'm going to be asked to answer a couple of questions. Characters per inch, I'm going to run at 20, and the number of lines per pagination is 0. I click OK, and it now asks me where do I want to save this report and what the name is. I've defaulted to My Documents, and I'm going to call this the Timberline to PrimeBid file. That's going to save this file. I'm now going to close the report manager. I'm going to go over to Excel, and I'm going to open that created text file. So I click on the Open button. I'm in my Documents file. Here's my Timberline to PrimeBid text file. You can see that it's a text document. I'm going to double click on it to open it. It asks me what type of file type it is. I'm going to click on Delimited. Go to the next phase of the wizard, click on comma, which is going to then segment my fields out, finish, and notice that the data is now segmented out by column. I'm now going to do a file, save as. I'm going to save this as a CSV file. So it is a text file right now, but I'm going to convert it into a comma delimited file and save it with the same name in the same place. Now that file has been saved. I'm going to go over to PrimeBid, start PrimeBid, do a file new, and then go from PrimeBid to the file to the import option. It cascades over. I'm going to pick Timberline Estimating. I'm going to then pick Timberline Estimating Phase with Item Detail. I'm going to now browse for the file name to import. I browse. I'm in Documents. I've got the Timberline to PrimeBid Microsoft Excel CSV file. I'm going to select that recently saved file, and I'm going to click the Import button. What's going to happen now is PrimeBid is going to start importing the cost items from that file and the sections or phases that have become sections into PrimeBid, and remember, this is a $49 million file, and there's 6,400 some odd scope items or takeoff items coming in underneath these phases. So it takes about 60 seconds, perhaps 90 seconds to complete this operation. We'll just wait for it for a moment. And when it's done, it's going to complete and show me the status of the imported file, the number of items that were imported and the sections that were imported. And here is the results. 563 sections, 6,439 scope items. So I'm going to click OK. Now this gives me the file. I had some sections that were under 1,000. So I'm going to go ahead and modify these so that they sort correctly. And if you can, while you're estimating, estimate within the 1,000 range, although it's easily fixed over here. And I'm going to, just for convenience sakes, fix this before I change the filter. I go in, run the divisions detail filters. Here's all the sections that were brought in, prices by category from the detailed estimate. As I scroll down here and I look at any item that has costs, and I look at demo the site, go to labor, right click, edit the scope items worksheet. This one item for demo asphalt with this quantity and this unit price comprise the total. In other sections of work, let's go on down to concrete. We could have several items that make up this cost, and I'm going to edit the scope items worksheet. Here are the slab on grade edge forms. Here's the totals, and you can see some of these items are very expensive, and that's what makes up the cost for the forms in the slab on grade. So both the phases in Timberline have become sections in prime bid, and the takeoff items in Timberline have become the scope items at a level of detail in prime bid that can be reflected when adjusting a bidder's bid by using your estimated values to complete the scope of his bid. That's the process of transferring costs, sections, and takeoff items from Timberline into prime bid.